Hi, I am R.Revathi, Assistant Professor, Department of EEE, SNS College of Engineering. In the lecture series videos of measurement and instrumentation, today's topic is sensor, smart sensor. What is the definition of a smart sensor? A smart sensor is a device that takes input from the physical environment and uses built-in compute resources to perform predefined functions upon detection of specific input and then process data before passing it on. This is the definition of a smart sensor. Smart sensors enables more accurate and automated collection of environmental data with less enormous noise amongst the accurately recorded information. These devices are used for monitoring and control mechanism in a wide variety of environments including smart grid, battlefield, reconnaissance, explorations and many science applications. Working of a smart sensor. A smart sensor ties a raw based sensor to integrated computing resources that enables the sensor's input to be processed. The base sensor is the component that provides the sensing capability. It might be designed to sense heat, light or pressure. Often the base sensor will reduces or produces an analog signal that must be processed before it can be used. The signal is pre-processed before we use. This is where an intelligent sensor integrated technology comes into play. The onboard microprocessor filters out signal noise and converts the sensor's signals into a assable digital format. Coming to the next point, smart sensor also contain integrated communications capabilities that enables them to be connected to the private network or to the internet. This enables communication to external devices. Where the smart sensors are used and for what smart sensors are used. There are countless uses causes a smart sensor. There are very commonly used in industrial environments and are the driving forces behind Industry 4.0, which is a recent technology. Factories often use temperature sensors to make sure machines aren't overheating and vibration sensors to make sure machines aren't at risk of vibrating loose. Smart sensors also enable process control, such as monitoring a process like manufacturing an item and making any adjustment that might be required to meet quality or protection goals. This was once a manual process, but smart sensors can be used to automate process control. Where smart sensors are also used in agriculture field also. It detect humidity, wind, and moisture content. Sensors have various applications in agriculture field also. Smart sensors used for also plays a key role in modern security system. Thermal imaging sensors can be used to detect an intruded body heat. Similar devices such as smart locks, motion sensors, and window door sensors are commonly connected to a common network. This enables the security sensors to work together to paint a comprehensive picture of a current security status. Types of smart sensors. There are five main types of smart sensors used in industrial environments. Although there are many types of special purpose sensors in use today, there are generally based on one of five types of sensors. Level sensors. A level sensor is used to measure the volume of space taken up in a container. A vehicle's fuel gauge might be connected to a level sensor that monitors the level of fuel in the tank. Temperature sensors. A temperature sensor is a sensor that can monitor a component's temperature, so a corrective action can be taken if necessary. In an industrial settings, for example, a temperature sensor can be used to make sure machinery is not overheating. Coming to the next point, it is a pressure sensor. Pressure sensors are often used to monitor the pressure of gases or liquid in a pipeline. A sudden drop in pressure might indicate a leak or a flow control issue. These are the main types of a sensor. A continuity of a types of sensor. The next slide is dealing about assessment. A smart sensor is an appliances that utilizes a dash to assemble specific data along a physical condition to achieve a determined and programmed task. The combination of electronics and sensor to produce a creative sensor is known as expand DMP. DMP is one kind of microprocessor that assigns the sensor to implement in transit processing about smart sensor features like clear. The next question is smart sensor have what kind of main operation? The last question is measurements are directly taken along to detect physical waves and change to what kind of signals? Guess the answer and comment in the comment section. Types for smart sensor continuity. Infrared sensor. Some infrared sensors such as those used in thermal imaging cameras or non-contact infrared thermometers are used for temperature monitoring. Other infrared sensors are optical sensors turned to a frequency that enables them to see light in the infrared spectrum. These types of sensors are used in medical equipment such as pulse oximetry devices and in electronic devices designed to be operated by remote control. Proximity sensor. A proximity sensor is used to detect the location of a person or objects with relation to the sensor. In retail environments, proximity sensor can track customer movements throughout the store. Smart sensors different from base sensor. How the smart sensors differs from the base sensor? Smart sensor include an embedded digital motion processor DMP where the base sensor don't. A DMP is essentially just a microprocessor that is integrated into the sensor. It enables the sensor to perform onboard processing of the sensor data. This might means normalizing the data, filtering noise or performing other types of a signal conditioning. In any cases, a smart sensor performs data conversion, digital processing prior to any communication to external devices. Smart sensor differ from in base sensor. A base sensor is simply a sensor that isn't equipped with a DMP or other compute resources that would enable it to process data. Whether a smart sensor produces output that is ready to use, a base sensor's output is raw and must typically be converted into a usable format. Smart sensors are generally preferred over base sensor because they include native processing capabilities. Even so, there are situations where it might be more advantageous to use a base sensor. If an engineer is designing a device and need complete control over sensor input, then it will probably make more sense to use a base sensor than a smart sensor. Some of the application of smart sensors. Sensors allows the detection of data and key performance metrics that can be examined to improve the efficiency. Briefly explained the areas of applications of smart sensors, but not limited to these areas of applications. Some of the applications of smart sensors are in industrials, healthcare, telecommunication, smart dust and military. Base sensors are costless than smart sensor because they contain fewer components. Although smart sensors are most often associated with industrial equipments, IoT couldn't exist without smart sensor. Advantages: carry out self diagnosis, immediate detect whether the sensor is abnormal or not, and give a warning, analyze the data directly at the front end without waiting for the data to be sent back to the computer for calculation. Thank you.